Hey coach, I hope you're doing well. Um, so I just finished practice and sorry, there's some marker stuff on my desk. And I thought it went pretty well. Um, I was actually I was more quiet than usual during this practice because I really got into the zone. Um, and really tried to get this movement down. Um, so the first video, all I did was work on the right leg and dorsiflect while also making sure I have my vertical axis, where the shoulders are aligned and my back is more straight when I turn, when I do the wind and connect. Um, and I dorsiflect throughout most of the whole video, throughout all videos really. Um, I made sure that I always did a dorsiflect before each and every one. And every time I feel like I lost that feeling, I would do like those tiny drills to make sure that I got it back. And when I did feel like I lose, I just have to remember to kind of flex, kind of like having like a stiff straight leg almost. So you'll see me in the front a lot. I'm working on it a lot because I guess you could say it's a feeling that I'm still trying to get used to compared with not using my heel, because if I guess if I don't feel the dorsiflect, then I know that I didn't do it. But I guess it's not really in the beginning, it's more of like in the end. Like when you see a side view, you'll see that I think I do good, but then once I skip, once I do my sprint, my right leg would sometimes pick up a little high. Not over exaggerated high like it used to, but it would still go a little high. Which I don't remember if that's completely okay or not, but it's definitely something that I tried to fix. And I think the reason why it probably went a little too high was probably because of my skip instead of a full sprint. And you'll probably see why in a second. My hip definitely looked like it was going ahead in the very end. Sometimes it seemed like it was aligned with the discus. I think it's because I really wasn't working on the discus until the second video. I started picking the tempo up just a little more. Really, I just started slowly taking the pauses out in the end, and it actually started to look a little much better. I think because I started picking up the tempo a little bit and took some of the pause out, it caused me not to skip as much, and I think that really helped get my right leg out and around and not going out, down, almost around and like up. Now the second video, is this it? Sorry, I'm checking. Yes, this is it. Okay. The second video, I was working on the discus, keeping the discus back. Vertical axis was fine. But when I did do the pauses, I made sure to check it every now and again. And I worked on the right leg dorsiflect. So you'll see me do the right leg dorsiflect drills a little bit, just so I know that I have the feeling down, and then that's when I start working on the discus. I think I didn't shift during the first two or so, and then I realized that I wasn't shifting, and I quickly started making sure that I shifted too throughout the video. Eventually, I told myself that I just needed to trust the left side and not be distracted by it so much, because sometimes I can get distracted by having to shift, and then dorsiflect, and then keep the discus back, and that's just too much to think about. So I decided to try to trust the left side, and this is while I'm this is when I do the fulls during the side view. So this is when I try to trust the left side, and eventually I start trying to trust the discus as well, while only focusing on the dorsiflect and making sure, and you know, just trusting that my upper body will handle it. The hip went first this time. It went more in front of the discus in the end during the power position. When I would lift, the discus sometimes came back, or it wouldn't stay back in the front. Sorry, it wouldn't stay back in the back of the drill, you know, in the back of the fulls, but then it would start slamming back when I do. Sometimes it would start slamming back, especially in the power position, and then I would go. And I think the reason why the discus probably come up, once again, just like the right leg going out and around, I think it was just because of the sprint. I was probably having a late sprint, or I was doing the skip. You'll see me do a lot of skipping, and I think it's just because of the platform I'm on, just the ground. So, easy thing to fix. Also, towards the end, I slowly stopped pausing, and just like the first video, I started trying to do it without a pause and in full motion, and it starts looking better. My discus was definitely back throughout the whole video. I just know that during the side videos, it definitely probably came up a bit here and there, and like I said, I think it's just because of the skipping that I was doing, because the right leg looked fine, but you know, when you stay on your left leg for too long, the discus will eventually start catching up, right leg or no. So, you know, but I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. After that, the third and fourth video, I start working on shot put. The first video, you'll see me doing front and middles, and the main thing was just working on the shoulder tilt and the left leg block. It's mainly though the shoulder tilt. That was the main thing that I was working on. The left leg block was kind of just like a side thing. It's definitely a new feeling. I would say this was really hard to work on, because I really truly had to think to do it, because I'm so used to standing straight up and vertical, but now I'm kind of like tilted, so it's just, you'll see me just work on it a whole lot. Power of the left was pretty good. The hip definitely went first, and then my shoulder, and then my arm, which was really nice to feel and see when I watched it. That's all I really had to say for front and middles. They were actually pretty good. Middles, I was a little slow in the beginning, but then I started picking it up towards the end once I got more comfortable. It was still pretty hard though. Then the last video, South African, I really took my time with this one. I did like step-ins, and then slowly I started trying to do a full-on sprint. It was really hard. It was really hard to do everything at the same time. Like, it was hard to sprint while also tilting and then turning and landing in the power position all at the same time. It was pretty difficult at first, but I think the last ones, I think there were the two or three last ones, I think those were the best, and actually felt really good when I did it. Like, I shocked myself. I was just like, oh my god, that felt good, and I didn't like pause, and I went like full out. It just felt really nice, because my hip felt like it went completely first, and then it felt like I had so much power on my shoulder, and I let it go. It felt really nice to do, and it also felt like during the end, here's what I started thinking about during the end. I guess to make it easier on myself, I think I started thinking of compressing in the power position, you know, because when you sprint, you land. So I just did it once, and I was just like, that actually felt good. Let me do it again. And I did it again. And I don't believe I did it in the other moves until then. But basically, I did the sprint. I landed compressed. I landed like in a low squat position with my shoulders tilted, and then I pushed off the ground. I didn't jump, though it probably would have looked nice if I did. But that's basically what I thought was just compress. And it actually was a little easier to do the shoulder tilt. It's still hard, but it was a little easier. But yeah, that was my whole practice. Like I said, I really got into the zone during this practice, so you won't hear that many comments. I'm more quiet than usual. I'm just so focused, because this is a feeling that I just really want to get down, and I really just want to nail it. But yeah. Oh, I also talked to the Stephen F. Austin coach, and he was really nice. I really like him. And he didn't want me to ask all my questions, so we could have another chat. So once I asked all my questions, then I might take up the offer of doing an official visit, because I like the way he coaches. He's pretty new, but I think your friend, who's the head coach, chose him. But yeah, I like the way he coaches. The weightlifting sounds really smart. Or at least what he told me of what they're doing just seems really just smart. And even what they do before their meets, like the routine and stuff, is also really smart. It's kind of hard to explain. I wrote it all in my journal. But it just seemed like a really good program, and it was very nice talking to him. So, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that. But yep, that's all I got. So I hope you're having a great day. I will talk to you later. And yeah. Have a great day, or rest of the day. Bye bye.